Hello, really sad news today, and news which I fear I'd been expecting. A story about a lady called Destinee Lashee. She's 30 years old, she's transgender, and she lived in Louisiana in the US. And in 2019, she was on a reality TV show called My £600 Life. She had said how much she got onto this show because she said how much she'd struggled with weight and depression. You know, bells should have been ringing. And today it was announced that she'd taken her own life. Her brother Wayne said that he was sorry that she had felt so alone. In the show, she was seen by the show's doctor, a person called Yunan Nalzadan, and she explained how she ate to dull the pain of depression. Now, Lashee and others went on to sue the production company because they felt they failed in the basic duty of care. They talked about having only one mental health session, and that was a mental health session which was filmed for the programme itself as part of the show. It was exploitative, clearly, and it was wrong. It's an extreme example. But what happens in the US, or what happened in the US today, could easily happen here. The guidelines and the regulations that exist here are really no better than the guidelines and regulations that exist elsewhere. We could so easily lead the way in this global industry. So many people have suffered from exploitation by this industry and by manipulative and thoughtless production companies. We need proper independent professional support, the sort of proper independent support that any other TV performer would be receiving. And it's not that it's, in my experience, not that it's not available, it's that it is expressly denied. And for example, the union equity, which should be supporting performers. I've spoken to the person who runs that union, and he says, there's no point in talking anymore about this because we're not going to do it. I pointed out that the union equity took over a much older union, which specifically wanted to support anyone who was a performer, anyone who was engaged in public performance. So there really is no excuse. Now, the government in this country set up a committee hearing following the Jeremy Kyle and the issues about Caroline Flack. Set up a committee hearing. A committee sat for a short space of time, and testimony was given only by 4 participants from these shows. Plenty of production people testified, and then the committee stopped, and it was never reconvened, though there were promises that it would be. Regulations were drawn up, which simply confirmed what was already taking place. And I'm afraid this is a time bomb. We cannot condone a sort of entertainment which comes at such a price. We cannot be entertaining people at the cost of our own lives and at the expense of our health. We need proper independent support. We need that to be in place, and I think we could lead the way. At the moment, we're following the crowd, and we're doing as little as we possibly can to rock the boat. I think it's time to act. I wrote to the minister in charge in 2019. I wrote to the minister in charge again in 2021 in September. I've still not heard I've still not heard back. I consider that deeply reprehensible. I've also drafted what I consider to be a reasonable alternative law. I would like that to be taken seriously. I'd love your thoughts on this. I'd love to know what you think. Maybe I'm just pounding a brick wall for nothing. But I think, having experienced reality TV, having never watched reality TV before I was asked if I would be on a show, and having experienced it from the inside, I think I cannot stand still and say nothing. I've seen people suffer. I've spoken to people who have suffered in other shows, and I feel I have a responsibility and a duty to them and to people who watch these shows. I think this could be an amazing form of entertainment. It's TV democratized, but it's also, at the moment, a gladiatorial spectacle where people die and suffer simply for entertainment. And I don't think I can commend that, and I certainly don't think that we should be watching that. Do let me know what you think.